For your consideration, the personal views and opinions expressed in this series are those of Stellenbosch students and not the official views of Stellenbosch University or its faculties.
I think with the concept of transformation, taking it from an abstract notion of whatever transformation means. Transformation is in itself an organic concept. It depends on.
Philosophical.
Yeah, I was going to get philosophical. It really depends on, first off, who you're talking to, and the idea of transformation. What is transformed from what to what? When does it end?
What's the end goal?
Does it ever actually end? And the whole problem, I think, that I've seen across this, obviously with the Open Stellenbosch campaign and these sorts of things, is that everyone's idea of transformation is different. You have the political perspective when they're looking at more demographic representation. Then you're looking at the original idea behind Open Stellenbosch, at least what I believe it might be. It's so distorted now we can't even be sure. But that the language policy was the initial kind of fuel to promote the movement. But now it has developed to other things. It's crossed from the language policy towards interactions between different cultures and binding different things together and participating in each other's cultures. So if you ask someone what transformation is and can something ever be transformed, you'll always get an answer from some people saying yes, and then at the same time you'll get answers from some people saying no. It will never, transformation can never happen in everyone's life. Like you will always have someone who says, oh, it's not transformed enough, or it's gone too far, etc., etc.
Yeah, so always people who are scared of losing what they wanted while other people are gaining.
Exactly. And at the same time, going back to the fact that transformation in itself is organic, in the sense that while this process of transformation is going on, another issue that can be fit under the umbrella of what is transformation will crop up. So then the concept of transformation continues, and then it will take another form. So can it really end? It depends. One thing though, that if you're talking about transformation in the current thing, one thing that I have seen is that, which these two touched on, is the idea that if transformation is to happen, there needs to be a willingness on both sides. Obviously, we all know the university needs to change. Those things need to happen. But at the same time, I believe that people coming to a university that we all know has an Afrikaans culture, that shouldn't be something that upsets people in a way. It should be something. I think we have arrived at a point now where it's something where you can share, where you should have a willingness and a desire to share in each other's cultures instead of replacing someone else's with your own.
Yes. And find like some sort of new. I was thinking like, what can a new identity for everybody be, where it's like no one is left out of that identity, like a Marty thing. You know what I mean? Like, what does it mean to be a Stellenbosch student? Yeah, which doesn't exclude anybody under that big umbrella term.
And that goes back to the whole idea of no one will ever entirely fit under the Marty thing because it means different things to different
people. And that
people.
should be okay though.
That should be fine. That's exactly it.
It shouldn't be that my definition of being a Marty is different to yours. Now I feel I'm excluded from your group or whatever. No, it should be okay. Great, cool. I accept you're different.
You are different to me. I am different to you.
We don't have to be divided over it.
It can run parallel to each other. That one is not mutually exclusive of the other. Otherwise, if that was the way the world worked, then nothing would work.
In our specific faculty, I don't think there's been a large transition because we're a class of 260 and there's one black girl in our class. Yeah. And the few people of color you can count on your hand. So I don't think, especially in the BAC faculty, there hasn't been a large transition. And I don't know if there is going to be, because generally the people of color are very small in the class.
Yeah, I think it
There's
can
a small
be.
number.
Perhaps it is due to the reason that they don't want to come and study in Afrikaans. Maybe that could be a reason. But there's definitely a limited amount of non-whites, if you can say.
In our faculty, in our classes. And given that all of our lecturers are white as well, so I don't know, on that level as well, there is no
transition.
There's no transition. All of our lecturers are white.
I think maybe on campus though, in a general sense, there's a bit of a more of a transformation happening, or that has happened over the time that I've been here now. I've seen many more.
Definitely since our first year.
Colours and blacks coming in now. also graduating more as well. So it definitely shows that on campus there's a more general sense, but in terms of our specific faculty, I think that's still a bit of a challenge.
We do.
In the sense that we read the news,
We don't experience it.
here it's not like for us.
In
Well, at least for
personal
me, I haven't noticed that it was a problem here. I don't think there's any like insensitivity necessarily towards races or any like,
The thing is
problems
that
on the campus.
Stellenbosch is becoming an international university, and they are trying to cater for the largely English speaking. You know, most people around the world who go to study
Yeah,
will
we
know
have a
English.
lot of exchange.
We have a lot of exchange students, and the thing is that they can't actually impose. I know a lot of people say that there's this feeling of Afrikaans sort of staying, or this lingering Afrikaans feeling, but really we're not getting any of that. They're very hospitable, they're inviting, they're open to language change. For us, it's been
The
perfect.
first question they ask is English or Afrikaans?
Yeah, that's the first question they ask. They even make you write the stupid language test at the beginning of the year. Like, they didn't even show us the marks.
Are you good at
Yeah.
Afrikaans? No.
You don't belong here, it's fine. You can go to the English class. Like,
No.
no, it's not bad.
I think Stellenbosch is doing a good job.
Yeah, honestly, I can say I'm proud of my university, and I think we are moving forward. And I don't have any complaints.
There's no language problems, no race problems.
Well, I don't think it's maybe the same everywhere, but I get the feeling that the race issues are not in our generation so much, because like if you're in class with people, just no one cares, everyone's here to study, and it sucks and it's difficult, and you know you bonded by trauma. I think
It's true.
it's mostly the people up top.
How did you find the maths test?
Pretty much, but I think it's mostly the people up top that are having like difficulties being like formal enough, and yeah, I really think like people our age aren't in general such a big problem. Maybe I have a very limited exposure, but so far it's just
So this campus now, transformation, transformed, not really, not yet, but it will be there, it will get there to a point where we can say like this is one of the most transformed campuses of the South Africa. We just have to take time and not expect things to be there right now at that extent. My opinion.
My opinion is that it is transforming. Well, we know that transformation doesn't only comes overnight or whatever. In terms of saying this was an only Afrikaans university with only white people and everything. Nowadays, you don't only see a lot of white people. You also get black, you get colored, you get Korean, you get Indian, you get whatever. So we're still getting there, but it is coming to. I can see a bit of change. Yeah.
I have to agree with my fellow colleagues that this university is not a transformed university, but a transforming university. We are moving towards it, we are not there yet. And as our late rector said, our vision is for 2030. I told him 30. However, with transformation also comes respect. And I've seen it sometimes pitching up that if you are so used to only having colored friends, right, and you want to maybe now like have a couple of white friends, just not just for interest sake, but they are in your class, just decide to hang out with them, then you are being accused of wanting to be white, and transformation, and I'm like, we should just break that barrier, man. I don't see her as a colored person. I see her as my friend, as a human being. She's got rights. I don't see Sipokazi as my black friend. One day when I bring her over to my house, I would also say, "Hi, this is Sipokazi. She's my friend." We really need to break down that discrimination when it comes to transformation. Now, this is a human being. This is a human being with the rights. You know, and she is not just someone with a color, she's someone with the rights.
Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel.